The world's changing. Someone gets in your way, you get them out of your way. Ask yourself, who's it gonna be?
Who's that?
That's Sid. He's my cousin.
Something right about him.
Somebody move!
You don't have to do this.
Shut up!
We all know Sid killed her.
Can't go start the war right now. It's just bad for business. I think it was the family business that killed him.
I see where this is headed.
Why are you telling me this?
Sweetheart, this is not you.
Sure are nothing like your daddy. I'll give you that.
You mess with one person on this side of the family, you're gonna open up a whole can of worms.
Fear is really the only way to make people understand that you mean business. And I take business very seriously. I don't want to be like y'all. All the greed and violence. And no justice. This is fucking no.
Okay, so we've got Alex here and we got Nick here. All right, this is going to be fun. I'll do a little intro for you, okay?
Okay.
This will be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, today we are so happy to have with us to celebrate the release of their brand new film, Violent Ends, Alexandra Shipp and Nick Stahl. Say hello to everybody out there.
Oh, hi.
What's up, guys?
Now,
Thanks for
we
having
are,
us.
it's my pleasure, honestly, my pleasure to have such iconic people, actors such as yourself. I mean, I have John Connor and Storm here with me. This is as good as it gets, guys. Now, let's talk about this film. This is a revenge thriller set in the Ozarks. What drew you to this particular script? Was it John Michael's script? Was it what you were reading? What drew you to this project?
For me, I really love revenge films. I really love the psychological study of what happens when you go through grief and loss. And I think there's a 50-50 chance of you finding forgiveness, and then there's the other half of you that wants to find revenge. And I love when we explore that. I also love that this movie is not a superhero movie. People are getting hit. I mean, watching the film, you're like, this man has been shot 4 times. How is he getting up? But the reality is what propels him is not a supernatural power. It is the superhuman strength that comes from grief and wanting to seek revenge. And I just really loved that. It really resonated with me, because though I always choose forgiveness, a small part of me is like, but what if I burned it all down?
I love it when the intrusive thoughts tend to win, yes?
Yes.
Nick, what about you?
Yeah, no, I really I really like the script a lot. I know a lot of us hadn't worked in a while because it was the strike had been going on. And so I think a lot of actors I think were starting to panic and got the script, and it was just a bonus that it was really good. And yeah, it was just kind of just sort of a standard deal of doing an audition tape, and John Michael, responded, and that was it. So,
I mean, I'll take that. That's that. I consider any work an actor can get a win for them, and I'm all about actor wins. It's nice to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those past roles. You guys have been acting for Nick. You've been acting for a long time. I've seen you in a million different projects, and I love how diverse they are. And Alexandra, you've been on in movies for a very long time yourself. What drives you guys as actors, just in general?
Huh, Nick?
We were talking about this last night. I don't know what I would do otherwise, actually. I'm a high school dropout, kind of. I did take a GED when I was in 10th grade. And when I moved to LA, for some reason, I was like this, but yeah, no, I would probably be I'd probably be in prison, actually, if it wasn't for acting. I mean, that's I think objectively true. And yeah, I mean, I love it, actually, a lot more than I used to. Um, I think I because I was a child actor, it was just sort of something that was there, that kind of fell into my lap, and I liked it, but I think there was a certain element of like taking it for granted, and how lucky we are to get to do this job. Um, and so I stopped acting for a little bit, and then when I came back to it, I have um, a gratitude for it that I think maybe wasn't there before, and I put a lot more work into it now than I used to. Um, so man, it's just, I would say I love it more now than I ever have before. So that's a
That's that,
cool
that
cool thing.
that's amazing. I was going to follow up with the why, but you answered the why. Are you so much more gracious now? I do think a break from something that you love can really reassess like why you love it. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
so I love that answer from you, Nick. It feels like a really personal answer, and I really appreciate you giving that to us today,
Sure.
Alexander.
Yeah, I go in and out of my love for acting. Sometimes I'm like super gung ho, and then other times I'm like, what am I doing? Very similarly, I graduated early from high school, and I didn't go to college, but I always knew that this was something that I wanted to do from a really young age. I started in theater when I was 10, and uh, we're in such an interesting time in our world, in our country. And for the longest time, I had a moment during COVID where I was just like, oh my God, I'm an actor. Like, that's so embarrassing. There are people like activists and people who went to school with poli sci majors and like who like know what's going on in the world, and I'm just a fucking actor. Um, and then I kind of had to reframe and kind of switch my brain into what kind of an actor I wanted to be. And I think that comes from the kind of projects that I choose. And also understanding as a Black woman, my casting is a form of activism a lot of the time, and seeing different types of representation in TV and film, I think, is so important. And and also just trying to make projects that I think say something while also being entertaining is really important as well. We have this finite amount of time, whether that's like in a movie or with a TV episode, that we get to show an alternative perspective to a group of people who may have never been in contact with anyone like the characters that you see in Violent Ends. Um, and we get to change people's minds. I think a lot of the time when people think of like Arkansas, they think of a bunch of country bumpkins. They're not. They're human beings that have intelligence and have emotional intelligence and are relatable. They just want to live and they want to love and they want to have a family. And so I think it's really important that we see all different walks of life, and that's what kind of keeps me coming back and keeps me um signing up for roles and auditioning. Is just like I want to be able to tell a story and have it change someone's mind.
I love that. I think that it's a again, that's a really honest and fair answer. And I respect it. I actually love that. So normally I have two questions I ask every guest, and well, the first one's really hard, easy, but the second one's really hard. The first one's real easy. I mean, you mentioned it in your last answer. We're all human beings, and human beings are inspired oftentimes by other human beings. So let me ask you guys, who are some human beings that inspire you?
Wow. Do you mean like in the world of film or
No, I just in your life. Like I
just in
think,
general?
yeah, because I think the people who drive your life drive your decisions as actors and filmmakers and things like that.
So I'm a I'm a Bernie Sanders fan.
Hell yeah.
Um, he's somebody uh who has never wavered in his integrity. Um, he's been the most consistent um, person throughout his career. Um, and it's interesting that he when polled, he is the most popular politician in the country to this day, for a reason, because he speaks to people and he'll go into I saw a little documentary of him going into like a deep red state, and and build like building bridges with people and just having conversations with them. And by the time he left, they were like, "We love Bernie."
I saw that.
I
That was
mean,
it. He went into West Virginia, right?
yeah, exactly,
I saw
exactly. And
that.
sat at breakfast with a table full
Yeah.
of people, and when it comes down to just talking about individual issues, the stuff Alex was just talking about, just basic needs for your family, having a decent life, and maybe getting healthcare and getting education, getting stuff like this, stuff everybody wants. He has a way of um, you know just relating to so many people, and so yeah, he's the first guy that popped into my mind when you asked that question. So there you go.
And I think that's a great answer. I love Bernie. The
So
fact that he
good.
doesn't have a shirt that says "vying for universal health care" since 1978, he would make millions if he just sold that shirt.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that's his whole thing, and I love the guy. I love that answer, Nate. That's another one that inspires me as well. So on that, we are similar.
Nice.
Alex, who do you got for me?
You know, I was raised by a single mom who is a two-time breast cancer survivor and a total badass. And I've seen her work ethic, and I am very proud of the woman I've become because of the type of woman that she is. And so I'm constantly I talk to my mom a lot. I talk to my mom and we talk about literally everything. Um, and she inspires me the most. The way that she is able to rise to every occasion, regardless of her health or her being tired or what have you. Like she is such a trooper and such a warrior, and that's how she goes about everything in her life. And I really just love that. And she's a fierce fighter for equality. She is a total badass and rose through the ranks of her job force, very quickly at a very young age. She's just like really cool. Also, she's a white woman who raised two black children in a very conservative state of Arizona on her own and did it with grace and integrity. And I'm just like, well, if she could do it, I could do it. That feels right. So yeah.
I know a thing or two about Arizona. That's where
That's
I went to
awesome.
college, so you know a thing or
Okay,
two.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I got to say, you might be the mutant playing Storm and all that, but we know who the real superhero in your family is.
Oh,
We do.
hell yeah.
It's Mom, and that's amazing. That's an amazing story. So the next question is a little more fun, but it is more difficult. I was asked this: if you had two movies to watch for the rest of your life, what two and why?
Mm.
Yeah, this is not a fun question.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, and it's
Two movies for the rest of your life.
yep.
Mm.
Wow.
Okay.
You-
Holy Mountain, Alejandro Jodorowsky.
Good
I
choice.
always see or find something whenever I watch it.
I'm gonna put that in my phone. I've never heard of it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Holy Mountain. It's so good. It's long.
Jodorowsky's great.
Yeah, Jodorowsky's wonderful. And then okay, so I can't remember the name of the filmmaker, and so I hate that for myself, but it's this movie called The Audition,
Yeah,
and it is a horror
Yeah.
movie.
it's Takashi
And
Miike.
that's who it is. Yes. I was literally just like, wait, what is this
Yeah.
filmmaker? Because I know that it
Uh,
is so wild and twisted and incredible. And you start out the movie being like, oh, this is like a 90s rom-com. And then it just flips completely on its head and just blows up in your face. And I love movies like that, obviously, because I feel like we've done that with Violent Ends. But like, I love movies where you think you're watching one thing and it's something completely different.
Yeah,
Wow.
Takashi Miike is great. He's also eclectic. He has over 100 films that he's done. So
Yeah,
yeah,
brilliant.
he's amazing. I love him. Ichi the
Well,
Killer, another good Miike if you want another good one. Ichi the Killer.
I'm gonna read you this. What is it called? Letterboxd. Yeah.
Letterboxd, yeah.
The top 4 that I have at the moment are Clockwork Orange,
Brilliant.
Okay.
No Country for Old Men, Fargo. So I got 2 Coen brothers on there, and then Back to the Future is my 4th. So if I had to put that question, I would say Back to the Future, maybe, and
Yep.
in maybe it's not on there. Maybe what was I going to say? Oh, Dog Day Afternoon, maybe.
It's a great choice. 1975, Dog Day Afternoon. It's a great choice.
It just gives me a lot of comfort, whatever, when I see that movie, when I rewatch that movie. I just feel like, I don't know if it brings me back to like a certain time when I was younger or something, but I love it. I love Pacino and that, and so it's one of my
It's a really
favorites.
progressive movie, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sidney Lumet is amazing. So
It's a great actor movie as well,
yeah,
for actors. Yeah.
it
So,
really is. I love it. Those are great answers. As you can tell, I'm a big cinema guy myself. I was able to just nail those off there at the top of my head. That's what I do. Give me a 30-second elevator pitch why people should check out Violent Ends when it comes out October 31st on Halloween of all days.
Nick,
I would say it's sort of, it's not your average revenge movie. People seem to really like revenge movies, but I think this takes the revenge genre, it kind of transcends it and takes it to a new, really interesting place for people to see. So that's
I
it.
dig that. I dig that.
Yeah.
Alex, what you got for me?
I think that if you like revenge films, this is definitely going to be a movie for you. But also, I think that this movie asked the question of, if the most important thing was taken from you, what the fuck would you do? And I really love that question from like a human mindset. Is like, what would you do if if the person that was most important to you was taken from you just at the precipice of finding like true happiness?
Love that.
Like I said, it's 50-50. Either you're going to forgive or you're going to destroy. And I love that he does both at the same time.
I love it. I love that answer. Guys, make sure that you check out Violent Ends when it comes out next Friday, October 31st. You can also pre-order tickets in a lot of places right now. So get your seat right now. Thank you guys so much for being with me today. Nick Stahl, Alexandra Shipp. Really appreciate your time. I know you guys are busy today, so thank you guys so much.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Have a great
Have a
day,
good day.
guys.